Pluto the confounding undersized planet, staying at the external compasses of our planetary group is blending energy inside the cosmic local area ongoing. Reports allude to a likely experience, with Neptune raising worries among researchers and space lovers. The same eminent specialists including Neil deGrasse Tyson and Michio Kaku have sounded alerts about the potential outcomes of this heavenly conflict. Yet, how did Pluto wind up on a crash course with its far-off neighbor, and how might this inestimable effect affect us here on the planet? We should investigate this unfurling occasion when remembered to be an undeniable planet. Pluto was subsequently renamed as a bantam planet because of its one-off aned circle. Notwithstanding this change, it proceeds to dazzle and draw in cosmologists' late expectations from conspicuous researchers. Feature a stressing nearness between Pluto's way and that of Neptune. These specialists caution of a possible crash between the two planets, representing a huge danger to Earth. Pluto's excursion around the Sun is set apart by its unparalleled attributes. Inside our planetary group, its circle traverses abroad 248 years, and since its revelation in 1930, Pluto presently can't seem to finish a full unrest. Adding to its interest is the exceptionally curved state of its circle. A takeoff from the almost roundabout circles of the significant planets besides Pluto's circle is shifted at 17 degrees to the ecliptic plane, making its way more and more extreme. Contrasted with different planets, one noteworthy part of Pluto's circle is its convergence with any noon's way. For roughly 20 years in each circle, Pluto adventures nearer to the Sun than Neptune, challenging assumptions in view of their separate situations in the nearby planet group. So why hasn't a crash happened among Pluto and Neptune? The clarification lies in the gravitational impacts applied by different planets. The investigation of Pluto's circle started soon after its disclosure, introducing a bewildering direction for space experts dissimilar to most planets whose circles adjust somewhat near the ecliptic plane. Pluto novel elements incorporate a lofty tendency and a circular shape. The secret extended with the acknowledgement that Pluto's circle crosses that of Neptune. The solidness of Pluto's circle in their midst of these intricacies fills in as proof of the complexities innate in heavenly mechanics. The three-body issue in space includes figuring out the development and gravitational cooperations among three heavenly bodies, like Pluto, Neptune, and the Sun. This issue makes sense of the men-boggling interchange of their ways and gravitational poles. Terms like azimuth libration, scope libration, and the VZK wavering add to unwinding this enormous riddle. Astrophysicists declare that as a libration liable for keeping up with planets in their circles assumes a critical part on account of Pluto and Neptune. This term demonstrates that when Pluto meets Neptune's circle, it is situated something like 90 degrees away from Neptune. Basically, for stalling possible crash of scope libration guarantees that when Pluto approaches Neptune or other monster planets, it is arranged altogether over their orbital plane, given an extra layer of assurance against influences. The VZK wavering make sense of why Pluto's circle around the Sun seems uncommon yet stays smooth after some time, notwithstanding clear abnormalities in the last part of the 1980s. Mathematical recreations uncovered that notwithstanding steady proper Pluto's circle is in fact tumultuous, with minor beginning deviations prompting huge contrast north of millions of years. Be that as it may, Pluto's remarkable circle keeps up with security throughout amazingly lengthy time span scales, holding turmoil under control. Ongoing PC tests have improved how we might interpret how huge planets like Neptune-Jupiter and Saturn impact, Pluto's way around the Sun Neptune's exceptional relationship with Pluto, finishing 3 circles for each 2 of Pluto altogether adds to the security of Pluto circle. Moreover, Jupiter's colossal gravity applies a significant impact, while Saturn's impact, however, more modest, likewise assumes a part. Through thorough test, researchers have shown that the consolidated impacts of Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn guarantee the protected and stable development of Pluto in space for billions of years. These peculiarities are fundamental for keeping the control and consistency of divine developments in the universe. Without these components to the nearby planet group would be inclined to more noteworthy disarray and eccentric ISM, possibly prompting crashes or discharges from stable ways, causing far-reaching influences on other heavenly bodies. Understanding Pluto's circle is especially significant in the midst of conversations about an expected impact with Neptune. Later on, this information gives a more clear comprehension of the powerful idea of the planetary group. Pluto's case features the way that apparently shaky circles can arrive at balance through the complicated interaction of gravitational powers and orbital mechanics. Consistent perception and examination of these peculiarities are imperative for acquiring a superior handle of our situation in the universe. Investigating the profundities of room frequently uncovers the eccentric idea of divine bodies, and Pluto's circle fills in as a perfect representation of this unusualness. The idea of orbital disorder strikingly represents the fragile reliance of a divine body's way on its underlying circumstances as exhibited for Pluto's situation. Even slight varieties in the Bantam planet situation or speed can fundamentally adjust its drawn-out circle. Virtual experiences have been instrumental in assisting researchers with understanding how Pluto moves in space. By making little changes in these recreations, space experts can perceive what minor changes can have a significant mean for on Pluto's direction. In the last part of the 1980s, these recreations uncovered a fascinating part of Pluto's way. In spite of variables like as AEL and scope libration adding to its solidness, Pluto's circle can in any case show eccentric ISM, indeed even a little starting distinction in Pluto's situation or speed can prompt amiss changes in its way over numerous years. In spite of this innate confusion, Pluto's circle stays stable for a phenomenally lengthy time span reaching out north of billions of years. This proposes that underneath its apparently whimsical appearance, Pluto excursion around the Sun follows and arranged construction anticipating enormous occasions, particularly with planets like Pluto that have eccentric circles, is incredibly difficult. The inborn flightiness of these frameworks makes long-haul figures dubious. Mathematical recreation help us comprehend and expect the future ways of divine bodies, yet they likewise uncover the restrictions of our capacities. These models vigorously depend on exact beginning circumstances and reenact complex cooperations. Indeed, even a little mistake can prompt boundlessly various results, making careful forecasts troublesome. The turbulent idea of heavenly circles like Pluto help us to remember the consistently evolving universe. While we've gained ground in understanding space, Pluto's case features are still restricted. Information understanding the gravitational impacts of monster planets on Pluto's circle gives important experiences into the more extensive elements of the planetary group. It demonstrates the way that every planet's presence and position can influence the solid and direction of different bodies in the framework. In spite of these complicated powers, conspicuous astrophysicists are communicating worries about an expected crash among Pluto and Neptune. This brings up issues about why such an accident, which appears to be impossible given these complicated elements, is presently a subject of concern. Neil deGrasse Tyson, a notable astrophysicist, presents an extraordinary viewpoint on the secrets of our planetary group, especially in regards to Pluto. Tyson, renowned for renaming Pluto as a Bandam planet rather than an undeniable planet, shares quick considerations on how we might interpret divine mechanics is continually developing. Tyson sees Pluto's renaming not as a downgrade, yet rather as an important acclamation to our developing information about the different items circling the Sun. His way to deal with divine mechanics includes consistent learning and variation. He sees the intricacies of circles like Pluto is a sign of the amount more there is to find in space. Tyson accepts that the appeal of these vulnerabilities makes stargazing so enthralling. Tyson is likewise mindful of how space-related occasions and revelations shape public enters in cosmology. He thinks occasions like Pluto's renaming and its surprising circle are chances to catch the public's creative mind and interest, known to man by examining the dynamic and some of the time dumb-founding parts of room mechanic. Tyson means to cultivate a more profound comprehension, an enthusiasm for the universe. Neil deGrasse Tyson opens a window for the overall population to wonder about the marvels and secrets of the universe. Working close by different researchers, Tyson effectively cautions people in general about the expected peril of Pluto's sporadic way after Brad investigation of Pluto. He has raised worries that the three-body issue could represent a genuine danger, proposing that an impact with Neptune is very much past due. Moreover, Tyson stresses how such a crash could disturb the harmony between the UN universe and lead to disastrous outcomes reaching out to Earth. A crash among Pluto and Neptune would be a remarkable and obliterating occasion in our planetary group. This effect would deliver a huge measure of energy, reasonable destroying Pluto because of its more modest size and frigid arrangement. Trash from the impact could disperse across the planetary group, presenting likely threats to different planets and their moons. For Neptune's, such an effect might actually modify its air and circle contingent upon the particular subtleties of the trash. Kaku, a notable hypothetical physicist, recognize